Oh my gosh, do I remember how to do this? Can everybody hear me? Is everything okay? Are you out there? Is it really true? Is it time for more Tales of Phantasia?
What was that?
Oh, and that's resub will kick us off. Welcome everybody back to Tales of Phantasia. No, it's been a little bit. I've been out of town. Oh man! Kicking things off with a couple shout-outs. We have Karizu with the 4-month resub saying, finally I can share this. Thank you very much. The Vile Crusader with the 4-month resub saying, woohoo, 4 months, happy you're back. So Quote the Raven with the 4-month resub on tier 3. Thank you very much for being such a huge part of the Grant a Wish Foundation. Jeez, took me a second. Been a little bit, guys. Also, Crimson Pride Wolf, thank you for the sub. Wuggles, that's Wugless. Sorry, that my decoy. With the Prime sub, thank you very much. Intolerable Hulk with the 4-month resub. Sam Leonhardt with the 4-month resub saying, "Oh hey, I don't have to use bits for this. What do you think the chances are of Troy Baker returning for Vesperia, since he most likely dropped from anime and JRPGs? I'm good either way. I am good either way, since if he doesn't, Matt Mercer fills most of the roles, and I love Matt. I'm kind of in the same boat. I would love for them to get Troy Baker back, but I understand that can be a kind of a tough get. He's become quite the hot commodity as far as voice actors are concerned. I feel like those of us who loved him in his Yuri days, and I think Kanji, I can't remember if Persona 4 was before or after Vesperia, but either way, kind of same era. We got a jump start on loving Troy Baker. And I know he has expressed interest and love for Yuri, but that was also like, you know, upwards of 6-7 years ago, back before he had all that money. So, who knows? Also, Hollowed Artist with a few bits, saying, tiny bit of ad bits. If anyone would hire seasonal workers, I would throw more at you. Hey, man, I understand. Sometimes that old job train just doesn't come, you know, chugging along, whatever sounds trains make. It's been a couple weeks, guys. Tronop with 100 bits, saying just started on the platinum for Vesperia today. A lot of BS, but I'll definitely get it before you start streaming it. Yeah, you've got a while, unless people vote for it to be the next thing. It could be on the poll. And I will start after this. X-Nickum, Schnickum, however you want it said, for the 4-month resub. And I know I said that would be the last one, but this is actually the last one. Emon Tizzle with 250 bits, saying, "Have a bit drop, my dude. If you're gonna miss something, do you want me to drop something to alert you, my bro? You don't have to pay me to know how to play this video game, though I do appreciate the sentiment. I would say the only thing I really want to be alerted of, and you guys can just do this in the chat. I'll try to be paying some attention. Speaking of, I should probably pull that window up. The only thing I want to be alerted of is I know Shizu, the character they added for this version of the game, is missable. That's her name, right? Shizu, the ninja girl. And I have no idea how you get her. So, if I'm about to miss that lady, please let me know. Also, Rebel ODST with Damon Grant, I've worked 6 hours. Also enjoy the gifts, chat. Thank you very much, Rebel ODST. Sam Leonhardt with 100 bits saying, Kanji was coincidentally the first role that Matt covered for Troy, since Troy had a honeymoon during the first anime. Yeah, I did hear about that. Vile Crusader with 1,000 bits. Have bits for being so amazing, Mr. Streams, and this loving community. Glad to have you back, as well as Treshall with the 4-month resub. Everyone give him a big ol' wug thug hug. So it's been a while since we played this. Sorry for people watching on YouTube who have no idea about all these Twitch things. I remember we were in this cave. I don't remember what for. We had to go to the Moriya Mine. Do we got any? Nope, no skits down here. Alright, so this is eventually where we'll get. That's right, we were working our way through this dungeon. Man, I picked a really bad time to take like a 2-week break from this game. Okay. Was this the shortcut we opened? So we're here now? Wait, did I already? Okay, yeah, I did this. And then we opened that up. Okay. Beginning to remember where we're going. Suzu, that's the name of the ninja girl. Thank you. All right, let's get back into what we were doing here. Note to self: don't take really long breaks from Tales games in the middle of a dungeon. If you're gonna back off of it for a second and try other things, at least have the decency to finish whatever dungeon you're in. That's right. We can summon Ifrit now. Bring the fire. 500 bits from Djonk saying, welcome back. Sorry for delay on those Japan PS3 Tales games. My procrastination has been strong. Take these bits as an act of repentance. Hey, man. Everything in its due time. You don't have to feel bad about hanging on to those for a little longer. I totally understand. All right. I think coming up here was... Oh. What's coming down here? Am I going backwards? I might just be going backwards. No, I feel like this is new. The Cavemans! Also, hey, first stream back, friggin' Tales of Vesperia, the definitive edition, coming to PS4, Xbone, PC, and Switch. Like, I mean, I'm real excited to play Kingdom Hearts 3, but that might actually have been the news that got me more announced than anything all E3. Which, I mean, I would say it's really sad that a re-release or port of a game is the most exciting thing to me, but it's a port of possibly like one of my 3 favorite games of all time. So I think it's all right to be super excited for it. Also, thank you Demon Zero X for the 3-month resub via Prime. Welcome back, Grant. Hope you had a good trip. Glad to make it to the stream. Hope you're doing well, heart. I'm doing quite well. Thank you very much. Had a very good vacation in good old Buckeye State, Ohio's. Oh man, I think I'm going backwards the more I look. I should probably be looking at chat. You guys are probably screaming at me about where I'm going. 1,500 bits from Karizu. Welcome back, Bits. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Ifrito! You know, these were really cool, but boy, do they take a while. Can we turn around? There we go. But yeah, just quick story time for... So, for those of you who paid zero attention to E3, Tales of Vesperia, a game I played earlier on stream. One of my favorite games of all time, as mentioned previously, was announced to be getting a port to all of the current gen consoles and the PC. Oh, hello. Something key. Oh wait, is that this? Oh jeez, I don't remember where I'm going. But that was announced during the Microsoft conference. Now Microsoft is already a conference that, like, since I've never been a big Xbox guy, I feel like a lot of their announcements are not something that super applies to me, so I was only kind of half paying attention. I was hanging out in my parents' living room, just kind of checking my phone, checking Twitter, seeing if anything was coming up, and started getting tweets with just like, oh man, Grant's gonna be so excited about this, I can't believe it, Grant, are you watching this? And I was like, what are they talking about? And I see the words Tales of Vesperia, and I start freaking out. But my dad, who doesn't care about video games, is just sitting in the living room watching TV, and I'm like trying my best to not freak out and be the nerd that I know he knows I am. And I'm just trying to read all this stuff coming in with just like as much downplayed calmness as I can. And man, I tell you, One of the toughest acting jobs I've ever had. Just pretending to not be excited about that on the outside, while on the inside being like, I need to know everything. What'd they say? Was there voice acting in the trailer? Is it going to be in English? What consoles is it going to? Is it going to be Xbox One exclusive? If it is, that's insane. That'll be the worst news ever. Like, I was absolutely ready to, like, order an Xbox One if it said Xbox exclusive. Like, that's how much I love this game, that I will buy a console for a port of it. But hey, it turned out it's come to everything. Particularly, like, I'll probably end up buying it probably 3 times, if I'm being real. I want to get that Platinum on PS4. I also want to be able to take it with me on PC, or on Switch. And also, I want to get it on PC, just in case, like, mods and stuff ever get figured out for it. So why not just get all 3? I'll probably get it for PS4 first, though. Okay, so the lady's like, I don't get that button. How it work? Now we got this. Which, did we do that already? Or do I have to be, like, exactly on it? I genuinely do not remember the last thing we were doing. I did totally forget that we got that, though. We'll piece this together eventually, fam. Demon Zero, hoping at least for PC since it didn't say exclusive. Figured a lot of Tales games have come to PC, so and it's also Microsoft. I'm glad I can get it for PC or PS4 though. Yeah, same. I feel like we opened that door, man. Unless that's where the staircase was. Again, picked a real bad time to stop this. I probably ought to go back and look at the last thing I did on my last stream. Get some streamception up in here. Not confuse anybody. That's right, we got that cool-ass move. For a second I thought she was hitting me, but I was just on top of that bat. Boom. Slash saying we got to the room with the water in it before. Okay. I must have hit that and then opened this door down here. Because this got to our next level. Okay, I think here is where we haven't done anything yet. This doesn't look familiar. Thank you, EPAM. For your 4-month resub at the 2nd tier. Oh, okay, that hurts. Don't want to go that way. Thought those were like little candles that I could light with my fire, but they are in fact spikes. But thank you so much, EPAM, for being a Wug Lord. Whoa! Big boys. Have we got things to scan, I think. I don't remember this guy. Boom! Eruptio. Also, man, are you guys ready for me to play Tales of Vesperia again and have to scan everything again? I'm trying to scan everything I can in this one, but I'm not going to gun for a 100%. Just trying to be wary of it as it comes up. D-Junk, fun bit of Tales trivia. I was thinking earlier today. In Legendia, the sea is a god, so holy water and Holy water magic are the same element. Sea. Huh. Neat. I still need to play Legendia as well. That's one of the ones that I've never touched. But luckily, you'll all get to go on these adventures with me. This seems like some sort of trick or trap. Yep. Great. Perfect. Oh no. Because yeah, if I'm gonna have it on an account I can actually use, I'm going to platinum Tales of Vesperia. I feel like I owe that game that much. Thank you, EPAM, for the 2,000 bits. So glad I was too lazy to try and get a modded PS3 to play Vesperia. Just had to wait it out and the game came to me. That's right. I'm totally glad that I went out and got my modded PS3 when I did, even though if I just waited a year and a half, I would have heard the announcement about the definitive edition. But now I can be that guy who can say, well, like, I played it in Japanese because I'm a real fan. You know, be that guy, everybody. Can't stand. How bad am I hurting myself? Not all that bad, but enough for us to be like, hey, you know what? Faster, 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 first aid. Alright, so that treasure chest up there is just there to trick me. It's true, Slash. I became a partner during the Vesperia run. It will always be important to Wug Thug history. Meant you stop with your words. I don't know if we've seen winged devils before. Shorakiri playing Berseria. It's my first Tales game and loving it. Glad to hear it. It is a good one in my opinion. That's right, we taught her Thunderblade and she just murders things with that. I don't know what you said. Well, I think subtitles came up there, but it sounded cute. Came up from that way. What the hell? Alright. These switches. Somewhere around here is going to be a thing that opens that door. Ow. Yeah. Nope, please turn around. Aw, man, Klaus. You're out of the teeps. You weren't no good without your teeps. Oh, yeah, I haven't been cooking or nothing. Man, I've forgotten everything about this game. Give him that eruption, Archie! I just like the idea that this ogre has just been living in this cave for hundreds of years, minding his own business here in this mine. And all of a sudden our posse just comes up. He's just like, hello, visitors. I haven't seen people for over 200 years. Oh God, they're throwing lightning swords at me. And then we murder him in cold blood. All he was doing was living. Cress, the hero. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Frankenstein's Gate, for the resub. Saying, I don't get to watch your streams very often, but I'm glad to be subbed to you. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. I'm happy to have you too. A speech. Well, well, well. Oh. That much work to get to. I was hoping it was like something special. We're the Winged Devil Squad. No one stops our You broke our formation! Ow, ow, oh. Oh no. Give him the old lightning and wind combo. The storm approaches. It's the name of our combo move. Ow. These guys don't seem to take very much damage from that fire move. Drop the heat on him. You just stay right there, pal. Blah blah! No more winged demons. Alright, let's cook something, since I keep forgetting to do that. Becomes so convenient when they just make there be a shortcut after battles. We'll cook a cheeseburger. Alright. Careful to avoid the spikes, Cress! To my knowledge, they haven't announced a release date for Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, have they? I feel like they just said, like, say, Q4 2018 or winter 2018, something like that. Just winter, okay. I can hold out, I can wait. Although I need to prep some work on a Vesperia video, get me some hot tasty clicks now that it's back in the collective consciousness. I should probably start going ahead and changing all the titles to my old playthrough to Definitive Edition, because it's basically the same thing. That'll get me some more clicks, right? Is that how I become a YouTube star? Whoop. Got him. It's weird because I only have my, I think I've mentioned this every stream, but I'm going to keep up that, ow, record. I only have my right earbud in so I can hear stuff outside. So whenever something happens on the left side of the battle screen, I can't hear it, just the music blows it all out. Because this game is in stereo. We'll light that last candle. I bet that's what they want us to do. Called it. Ah, a trick. Belladonna, look! Friends! Why are they attacking us? Come on, guys. Any sort of support would help. I get you're all low on TP, but you can like do something. You keep coming closer. All right, let's try this again. So we got teleported away. There's a teleporter somewhere there. What do you gotta say? Thou wouldst keep thy prize, keep thy distance. So I have to go the long way? Is that the bit? I did it. Got any more brain busters, Phantasia? I'm ready for you. Ow. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Use the AoE on the guy who's by himself. Great job, Arch. I'm glad to see a lot of you guys talking about playing Vesperia and liking it. And it being like your first foray into this franchise. I love this series. I think that there's some very well-founded criticisms about it being, you know, holding too tight to some anime cliches. But you know, I feel like while that may be true, not enough games do that enough for it to feel like it's done too much. And the ones that do, other than these, I think, tend to not be all that good. I feel like there's just enough, like a level of quality in the Tales games that steps it up above the, like, the JRPGs that flood the market. Like, I think the battle systems are usually fun and, like, unique. They are more fun to play. I don't know. It's hard for me to describe, but everyone acts like they're like, oh, we've got so many billion JRPGs. But I feel like they don't come out as often as you think. As someone who really likes JRPGs, I feel like I kind of have to wait between them. So we got the... I feel like there's got to be more than this.
The victory helm?
Yeah, something like that.
Thank you, Rob, for the 3-month resub. Everybody, welcome Rob to the Wug Thugs. Whoops. I shall keep my distance as to claim my prize. Hold on. Well, Crusader Grant, quick question. When you do your vote for what Tales games to play next, where are we going to post? I.e., will it be Twitter, Twitch, etc.? I'm not sure. I want to get closer to the end of this before I start figuring out, like, the logistics of that. It will probably be a straw poll thing that I'll just have, like, pinned to my Twitter, and I will pimp out on every stream that isn't a Tales stream. And, like, the ones near the end of this. Let it be something that can be a consistent link that can sit for a while. Perhaps get it set up early enough that I can have it on YouTube as well. Denilov saying I'm nowhere near the end, not even halfway. Yeah, I didn't think I was. That's why I'm not really thinking about what I gotta do for the next game. Because this is a Tales game. I assume it's gonna be long AF, like Tales games are. I'm at about 10.5 hours on this file so far. I think some of that, like maybe an hour, might be from me just leaving it on. I can't remember. But I would say my conservative guess would be I'm probably about a third of the way. And that's my generous guess. A third is that's the farthest I think I am. I bet it's less. Agalach incense.
That was awesome.
Worldwide Wimpy with the 4-month resub saying, "Oh hi Grant, how was vacation? Very, very good. Quite relaxing." Solgy7777 with 1500 bits saying, "Hey Grant, glad to see some more Tales. Couldn't watch the last Tales title since my friends and I are still playing through it, and I don't want to know too much. But now I can see what started it all." That's correct. This is in fact where Tales started.
Unga unga, we here to hit Cress.
Look, Mint, we found the prehistoric man, the missing link. We've discovered it right here in droves. In this cave, we could... Let's kill them all. But Cress, why?
They're mean.
But this is the archaeological... we found... It's a scientific breakthrough.
The only breakthrough here is my spear breaking through their flesh. I'm a warrior, not a poet.
The anthropological... no! Alright, which way did I come from? Down. Ah! Went backwards. 100 bits from Sam Leonard. You're still in the past, so still in the first half, maybe third. Forgot the exact axe. Played through it 6 or 7 years ago. Yeah, like I said, I figured I was somewhere around there. Jakku, spell stopping combat seems pretty annoying. I think that's something they change in later, well, they definitely change it in later games. But I do remember that being a criticism of the first few Tales games. There's still an ogre in here somewhere? Yes, my classic tactic. Death from above. A mystic broom? That sounds like something for you. Heck yeah. Let me go ahead and save. We've done a few things now. But first we cook. More cheeseburgers. Cress loves his cheeseburgers. $11 hours. 11 hours and 10 minutes. Okay. This is new. Oh no! I hope I'm not on a time limit. More winged devils! Come on, Arch, you got a better broom now.
Hold them back!
You know, Arch, you're allowed to have the orange gel. Your spells are big in AoE, and they hit everybody, so we only get benefited by you being here. If you want to use a spell anytime soon, I'd appreciate it. Or you can just spin with your broom up there. That's cool too, I guess. We got these guys. Not in a hurry or anything. Just go straight melee on them. That'll show them. That'll be embarrassing. They lose to a team of 3 mages and 1 guy and not a single spell was thrown. There you go. Boom! More magic lenses. Alright, oh. We will light every candle. Which one of you bastards is gonna teleport me away or something? Sylviana mentioning that Golden Sun is on the Wii U Virtual Console or something, or eShop. They share a composer with the Tales franchise. So if the music sounds a familiar style and you're a big Golden Sun fan, that might be why. Save me, Eruption! This guy's about to swing on me! Yeah! VT and Wesley, any love for Tales in the Sky, or Trails in the Sky? Never played it. Well, clearly we have to do something to open that up. That's where it came from. I did really like Golden Sun. I played the first 2. I never played the DS one. Or rather, I think I started the DS one. I know I owned it, but I didn't get very far in it. I think it just came out at a time where I wasn't really playing JRPGs all that much. Crazy, right? Boom. Again, AoE on the dude standing by himself. And I guess there was that ogre way over there, but... Ice Neater! Stay right there. You're not going anywhere. Nope. Give myself an orange gel. Klaus, you can have one too. You're not doing much with your book. But the one song where the guy's like, don't know much about history, don't know much biology. I can't remember all the lyrics, but I know somewhere he goes something something, don't know much about science book. Like, I don't know much about science book. Not scientific books, not science books. Don't know much about science book. Which always caught me as odd. Going backwards. Now I'm curious. I'm gonna have to look up those lyrics at some point tonight. Or have one of you guys do it. That's right, Slash. Reviews are in. Science book was a memorable book. Would read again. Tronop suggests a science, comma, book. Ugh. We just hang out over here. Gabe rules. TFS at the table ever does another one-shot game. Will you be the one? Will you ever try to DM it? Not if I can avoid it. Seems like too much work. My input of TFS at the table is the exact time we are on mic and camera. I have very little interest in doing extracurriculars. What way am I going? Everything is... Everything's confusing. Yeah, Kamui gets it. My thoughts exactly. Being a DM seems like too much work. Like, I like telling stories and stuff. That's fun. I don't like being responsible for knowing every factoid about a world I would design. I'm gonna get him. I'm just gonna keep jumping and swinging. Take the swing, devil. If you're so good with wings, why'd you fly away? Why am I jumping higher than you? My name's Cress, and I'm gonna win. I got it. That's me, Cress. Slash. Speaking of Smash, don't remember when we were talking about that, but I'll take your word for it. How are you feeling about Smash Ultimate? Looks real pretty. I like the mechanical changes they've made to it. That said, I'm not gonna be the dummy who says it's just a port of Smash 4. I don't think it's a port. That's a dumb way over exaggeration / underselling what they've done. That said, it does seem quite close to Smash 4. Smash 4.5 is the thing I've seen that makes the most sense to me. Like for me, that seems like a, very good and extensive, but like, could have told me this was Smash 4 DLC, like Season 2, and I think I would have believed you. That said, that's not a bad thing. Smash 4 has had a good, strong, deep community. Them getting to expand on that is only positive, and I really want to try it and have it on a Switch. Like, I'm not saying it's Smash 4.5 as some derogatory insult. I understand that it is a whole new game, but it seems to be built on the back of Smash 4, which was a game that I didn't really stick with. So, I will get it. I will play it with friends. I don't see me looking to go to tournaments for it. That's right, we kicked their butts. Wait, no, you didn't get their spell. Mint did. I think Nurse is new. Heals it. The group heal move. Nice. Oh, we did our... We have our pickaxe. I was like, what the hell happened? They did nerf Snake's ass, which is a big problem. Why'd you gotta take away his booty? I'm fine with you fitting up Samus. She can be a muscular gal. Reduce that bust a little bit, give her some abs and some thick thighs. That seems correct for a bounty hunter lady. But Snake's got that booty. Much like him with Meryl, was it? Recognize that ass anywhere. I think, though, it would not be an exaggeration, nor do I think this is, like, insulting, but I think I am more excited about the Mario Tennis coming up than I am for the new Smash. Because I think that new Mario Tennis looks amazing. I didn't get to play in the preview thing, but everything I've heard about it makes it sound real good. Like, I am real psyched to try that Mario Tennis. I will likely stream some of that, because I loved Mario Power Tennis on the GameCube. That was one of my favorite games. I'm real excited. I didn't like the... I know the Wii just put Power Tennis, like, it ported it over. And then I think there was a tennis on Wii U, and maybe one on... There was maybe one on Wii U. I'm positive there was one on 3DS, because I think I had it. But I didn't like it, so I didn't play it very much. I'm hoping this new one's real good, though. Also, I weirdly, while I was on vacation, I had said I was going to try and play Bayonetta on the Switch, but I, in fact, actually ended up... Fuck! If that's game over, I'm going to be pissed. Come on, don't do that to me. Okay, good. Thank you, Cress. Whew, that scared me. Was that like a... Oh, okay. Can I... Huh? Huh. I was same boat as Cress, but man, is it just testing the limit on that? Whew. Anyway, but yeah, I started playing. I wanted to play Bayonetta while I was on vacation. I got it on the Switch and everything, and it's a game that I've wanted to play for a long time and just kind of haven't. But for some reason, like something about the beginning, because I played the first chunk of it, like maybe the first couple hours on the PS3. Something about the beginning just makes me like pick it up and then just almost immediately want to put it down. I don't think it's bad. I think it's just like I don't want to play this part again. But I'm going to have to if I'm ever going to beat it. So instead of replaying a part that I've done, I started playing Mario Kart on the Switch a bunch and just trying to unlock all the carts and stuff. So you might see me stream that some, just because I want to get all them cars. Alright. What's your trick? Oh. They got me good. That's actually real good. I like that a lot. That make the... Go through there. That's gonna hurt so bad. Let's go. I don't care. How much are we hurting? Ah, no. Hardly anything. Nurse? Yeah, I want to see what this looks like. Oh, that's so cool! That's great. I love it. A spell we will see through most of the iterations of this franchise. Oh yeah, new Fire Emblem looks good too. I definitely want to play that. Thank you, Stomping Ranger, for the Prime sub. Everybody give Stomping Ranger a big ol' Wug Thug hug and welcome them to the Wug Thugs. Stomp around, Ranger. I don't know if that's a good way to get your Ranger work done, but you do you, man. Ow. Let's try and push them together, Mint. Slash, Kingdom Hearts 3 getting 3 trailers during E3 was a welcome surprise. I think it only needed 2. I feel like they stretched themselves a little thin on that one. Because that one trailer was basically the same trailer, but with like a different last 12 seconds. What is that stuff? We've gotten that before. Oh, it's a trade item. Okay, I didn't even know that was a thing in this. That's right. Aeon Lion was wondering, what is your least favorite Tales game? Probably Symphonia 2. But even then, I don't really hate it all that much. There are some games that make decisions that make me more mad at them than that, though. Like, I really hate the team up mechanic, whatever it's called, in Xillia, or Shillia, however you say it. Exilia. Like, I think it's just a really bad system. I think a lot of the other stuff about the game's fine, but I hate that, and that is what a lot of the game pushes you to. We're running out of orange shells. Was not exactly expecting that. Night, D-Junk. Have a good sleep. Sylviana saying they loved the link system in Xillia and loved it even more in Xillia 2. Well, I'll get a chance to retry it at some point, depending on when it shows up in this shuffle. Oh god, what direction was I going? I was going down. Could I have been flying that whole time? Oh, you winged devils. Man. So, I mean, this is the first Tales game, so let a lot of stuff slide. They were matching the norms of the day. The random battles suck. They are a They are a design flaw in everything they show up in. The closest thing to getting it right is Bravely Default system, where you can change the rate of appearance of random battles. If you're like, I just want to get through this dungeon, you can just turn them off. It's awesome. Yes, I could use a holy bottle to do the same thing, but that's an item that has a different connotation and attachment to it. If it's just a toggle, I can switch way better. Alright. I don't know what the trick is here. I'm sure something's gonna happen. Whoa! These are new! What the hell? We stumbled into the nightmare dimension with the gaze hound. Can't do items yet. And a cave spider. Cave spider's got a lot of weaknesses, though. File Crusaders, speaking of Bravely Default, will you ever stream it? I would need a way to stream it. Unfortunately, our Capture 3DS only plays Japanese games, so good luck understanding a dialogue-heavy JRPG when it's only in Japanese. There we go. That's right, Danilov. We dug too greedily and too deep in the mines of Moriya, and look what we awoke. Antidote. I love that we hear them say the spell name when they use it in the menu. It's a nice little... Alright, so what did this open? Okay, so now we've opened up this shortcut, right? Sick. Slash, speaking of random encounters going away, master of segues, Slash. Did you get to see the Let's Go gameplay during E3? I watched a little bit of it, but the more I saw of it, the more I was like, yeah, okay, I get it. I don't think I need to see any more. And, I don't know. It's one of those things that I'm sure I'll pick up, but it's not something I'm, like, super excited or interested in. Like, I will play it more to have more on the Switch than anything. It seems like it might be an okay time waster. Not looking at it like, man, game of the year, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Which, yeah, I'm getting Let's Go Eevee, let's be honest. Klaus! Mint. Does your antidote only stop poison? Great. And then you go ahead and give him the delicious Phantasia. Then we gotta keep this guy under wraps. If he can, excuse me, if he can petrify. All right. What was over here? Treasure. The combo counter. Also, there's something down there. Okay. Why would this be an item you find in a dungeon? What? Who? And why here of all places? Why? What a weird game. There we go. Check out that combo counter, you guys. Yeah, look at that 12 hit, 15 hit combo. Oh, get ready to see a lot of 1 and 2 hit combos. Hell yeah. Ifrit's so cool. I want Ifrit to be my best friend. And happy Father's Day, Ifrit. You're my real dad. Just a big scary man made of fire. Isn't that what every young boy wants for a father? Alright, what did pressing that switch do? But first we gotta fight this Hellmaster! Wait, is he the thing I'm supposed to run away from? Scan him, Klaus. That's an awful lot of health. I feel like I feel like being somewhere in some dungeon that was like, but sometimes these things will just show up. Avoid them. This guy doesn't seem like it though. Is he taking damage anymore? He's not taking damage anymore. Only magic works on this guy. Oh. Well then. Actually, you know what? There we go. That'll do him. Gave us 1,000 gold. We flipped a switch earlier. Man, I did not realize how deep this mine went, but I guess it is a mine. You do sort of do that deep into the ground. And just little constantly biting mouths. Also, is that an eyeball? You know, after you summon like the demigod of fire, causing a little volcano doesn't seem nearly as impressive, Arche. Hey! Something new, something fresh. Something happy, something sappy. What do we got? What have we used? I haven't mastered you yet. You're mastered. Guardian Field a new thing? Well, if that's the kick, if that's the case, we'll get rid of the kick. Also, we don't have enough TP for it. Guardian Field seems pretty good. High TP cost, but looks neat. No, don't knock him out of it! There we go. Yeah, Slash, I'm in the same boat. We've been in this cave for so long, I forget why we're here. I think it was just the only thing I could find to progress in. Wouldn't it be funny if I'm, like, not even supposed to be here yet? Okay, we flipped that switch. Oh, that seems bad. No! Oh, I see. He's trying to use silence. Ah, my Guardian Field didn't get to do anything. Is that combo counter giving us bonus XP? Because I feel like I've been seeing that hit bonus XP pop up, and I don't remember that being a thing before. Go outside and do a skit. Yeah, that shortcut's like right there, and I think that leads me pretty much straight to the exit. So sure, after this fight, we'll head up there. Oh, Klaus is stunned. I'm like, what are you doing? You gonna wake up any second now? You leave Mint alone! Get out of there, Mint! Antidote yourself. Come on, girl. Treat yourself. Well, we probably killed this thing. Yep. Quiche cures poison? Yeah, it do. Shortcut. Klaus really likes getting stoned now. Oh, I get it. See, he just grew up and kind of became a different person. Realized that The social mores he once thought so important to adhere to were actually not nearly as critical as he once believed. Hey, I'm supposed to be here. Alright, Luna's pact ring is somewhere in here. That's what we're looking for. Do we have like tents or some shit? No, but we do have these things, which I guess I could use. Sure. Always make your hero the stronger one. We need like a rune bottle or something to make that better. Way too much stuff. Oh, it's up here. And got a question mark sword, right? Yeah. We can make this accessory even better with our last rune bottle. We'll hold on to it just in case. What kind of sword did we make? This? I mean, it sounds cool, but lowers thrust way too much. We're a thruster now. All for Cress. Dinner love, run back to town and rest. Not a terrible idea, but is there a town nearby? I feel like getting to a town from here is kind of annoying. Been a while since I've been on this overworld. Hopefully I don't get lost. Ends for that cheap TP. Yeah, not a bad call. And we can re-up on orange gels. We've been getting hella gold. Gald. Number Hunter, Vesperia on my Switch, in my bed. That's the dream right there. I agree. It's a beautiful dream, and it's one we're hopefully all gonna get to live here come this winter. Town map, something. Where's that? Nope. Shoot. Nope. How do I look at the map? I'm assuming it's a key item. Which I figured. Oh, there it is. World map. Okay, so we are over there. Is there no, like, city on this continent that we've discovered yet? Can't just summon the boat. Didn't we have to, like, sail here or something? Man! I've forgotten everything about this overworld. I was like, I'll come back and it'll be fine. Phantasia seemed pretty simple. But low. Maybe I should just be doing these quick fights and get TP back that way. Oh, here we go. It's a dock. Look at me being a dummy. When you guys sell stuff? Yeah, I love you. You look like a traveling merchant. Oh. Oh yeah, that's right. The totally legit PlayStation 1 copy of this makes this area look weird. I'm gonna have to pay you to send me back to town and stuff. This is all becoming more than I wanted to deal with. Thank you, Cryptic Cygen, for the 4-month resub. Guys, this is a stealth mission! I don't think there's any stealth here. I should be able to do stuff on the boat, like sleep. Like here! Let me sleep. Give me nappies. Can I seriously not interact with anything here? Boat's definitely bigger on the inside. Alright, we're taking the ship. Later, bitches. Consider yourselves commandeered. Commandeered? It's commandeered, right? There's an N in there. Like command-eared. I think I've only heard that word. I've never actually read it. All right, fine. We'll just murder. Oh, we'll just murder stuff on the outside. And that's how we'll get our TP back somewhat quickly. It should theoretically take. Am I getting 10% back or 5% back? Or am I getting even less than that? Don't you guys use spells. No spells. Nope, mint. Mint. Alright, that one's allowed because it gives TP. Should turn off their magic first. And you know what? We got enough. Who am I fooling? It's just wasting time. Adrewski, any thoughts on Jump Force? Kieran seemed to lose his mind over it. It is worth losing your mind over as far as the idea. Once I saw it in motion, I was slightly less excited for it, but still very, very curious. I do really want to give it a shot. Oops. Cryptic Cygen for 100 bits saying the Great Cornholio needs TP for my bunghole. I like it. I never actually watched Beavis and Butthead, if I'm being real. Am I missing something by not watching that? I've seen King of the Hill. I think that's the only other Mike Judge thing I've seen. That's his name, right? Oh boy. Getting a lot of you're not missing much and not really. Okay. I liked King of the Hill a lot. That was actually a show that I didn't see until way later. Oh, this seems bad. This seems real bad. Oh, okay. That wasn't that bad. However, if he's gonna keep doing it, that's annoying. No! Jump! He's being guarded by his spiders! Stop summoning your demon! Archie, I'm gonna need you to Thunderblade. There we go. Teamwork. You rolled a 1. Too bad. Quote Klaus. Alright. What were we doing? We pressed a button over there. One disappointing thing about Jump Force that I saw is apparently you don't get to play as Light and Ryuk, which was what excited me so much when I saw them in the trailer. Because I want to see dumb Mugen-esque Light Yagami can kill anyone, so you just have to beat him within a certain amount of time before he gets a chance to write your name. No! I've been turned into Rax! Mistake, I'm more excited for Arc System Works' new Kill la Kill game. I have like zero interest in Kill la Kill, but I do love Arxis, so that at least turns my eye towards it. Okay, so. Oh, wait, I think I have an idea. What? Can we just. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Forget it. Not worth it. Okay, so turning on those lights, or turning on that switch, I think turned on this fire down here. No, don't let him! Don't let him, you guys! Oh, none of us have magic. But Grant, if you just would have grinded your TP all back, you'd have TP now. Get out of my way! I just want to run away! Oh God. Archie! There's a death for those of you keeping track of that. We might get 2 more. This might even be a wipe, really. I forgot that I can't run away if I'm surrounded. Is that gonna bring her back? Okay, yes. Okay, Archie. We're gonna have to work fast. Shit. Klaus is back. He can orange gel himself up. Don't you fucking start summoning a demon again. Okay, for the first chunk of his health, he does take damage from just regular hits. That's good to know. Klaus, I'm gonna need you to use good old Ifrit on this fella. Arche. I want you to bring back Mint. Just blitz this guy here for me. You used a freed on that stupid spider instead. Klaus, you're out of the band. Klaus? Okay, it's hitting both. Not enough. No demon summoning for you. There we go. And for that, we got some liquor. Whew. That was closer than it should ever be. Should probably... Okay, I want to test my theory, though. Because I pressed that button and water came out, and I didn't know why. Nope. I keep thinking it's gonna make me run faster, but it just wastes TP. Because it's the run button for the field. Okay, can't pickaxe that. So we'll wait until... Hamana. Oh wait, yeah, we solved this riddle for you. Did my holy bottle already wear off? I guess we're in it now. Alright, eruption might be a little overboard there, Arche. Love the enthusiasm, but it is not a damage dealer. Well, unless that 800 at the end was part of it. Hey, you know what? Worth it. Gotta level up. No, holy bottle's still up. Hi, Jacato. Oh, holy bottle just makes it less encounters. It doesn't completely turn them off. Got it. But I think if I go through it this way, I can press that button to hit the fire with water, and I don't know what that'll trigger, but hopefully something. Or maybe I'm just wasting time. Either way. Chicato asking if I had a good vacation, also saying it's nice to see Tails streams again. Yes, I did have a fine vacation. Alright, we open that. Wait. Now I'm Confuseldorfed. Just forget it. Okay, yes, this is where we came from. And I can't tell if these bats are supposed to be hints or if they're just placed at random. Also, I wish this holy bottle was more effective than it is. That just loops around. There we go. Although this is the shortcut? Question mark? Oh no! Fine. Guess we'll summon Ifrit. Archie, you're gonna use Thunderblade on this gaggle of baddies. Jeez. Well, we dealt so much damage to the group now, I might as well just finish this fight and get the XP for it. Excuse me. I know there's still an ogre over here. Done. We're getting a lot of bonus XP for these combos, which are mostly due to spells. Alright, which way did I go from here? Well, I never went this way. Those ogres just seem to always have beef and potatoes. Look, man, it's just their preferred diet. Some people have plain tastes. We can't all have the fancy food. Way to go, ogres. You guys be you. No, we don't need to deal with you. Yeah. That's right, Tronop. They just love a good stew. We have 53,000 gold. Yeah, we got money. All right, all these puzzles have been solved. We made it. It's gonna be fine. Can't blow up that wall. Yet. But yeah, shout out in the chat video games that you saw at E3 that got you all excited. Sekiro, I think that's what it's called. The new FromSoft game, I think, looks sick. It's not an RPG, but I'm okay with that. I'm down for a little bit of change. Ghost of Tsushima also looks amazing. I have no idea if that thing they showed, if that's supposed to be like actual gameplay. Like if that's what it's planning on looking like, because if it is, that looks amazing. I totally missed that. Oh, that's probably what that button did. I'm a dumbass. Resident Evil 2 remake looks great. Definitely looking forward to that. Chicago says Valkyria Chronicles 4 looks really good. I didn't even see anything for that. That could just be a jape. I'd have to believe you. Death Stranding looks very weird. Very curious to just know what it's going to be. Super Mario Party also looks solid. DMC 5 looks real cool. Yeah, this was a solid E3. Lots of neat stuff. All right. So that door's open now. Was that door open before? Oh, I don't want to deal with you. But I'm gonna have to. And just interrupt that dude. I don't want him summoning demons on us. No! Okay. Here we go. Took us a while, but we worked our way around that not quite puzzle and more process of elimination. Streaming Vex, Grant, who do you think won E3 this year? We got the turquoise. Is this what we were looking for? Is the gang gonna be like, we found it? Great. I'm gonna save just in case wherever this takes me, we can't go back. As far as who won E3, that's always a weird question. Like, Microsoft had the thing I was the most excited for, but it was like one thing out of their whole thing that really got me pumped. Kingdom Hearts 3 won E3. Direction suggested by the dead beckon that which governs destruction. Where one feels the breath of life is the place for that which governs birth. Maiden who mourns the departed beckons the feelings of death to her left hand. When wind flows towards the maiden, it blows itself out with equal force. Okay, so this is like a puzzle. Also, I don't remember the voices I gave anyone. I think Cress was so whiny, though. I'm real impressed, RJ. Wait, no. Cress was like, young hero, I'm seeing you in a new light. Okay. We had Klaus was a nerd. Chester was Mr. Surfer Guy. Man was Southern. And I think RJ, I kept messing up her voice. Yeah, RJ was still undecided according to Tronov. Great. Well, I've had like 3 weeks to try and think of something, and I have dedicated 0 brain power to it. as I do most things. Excuse me, taking a sip of water there. What would she sound like? She's kind of a rambunctious witch. I could make her just very old. She's a witch. No. This is the problem when you're not really a voice actor. You think you can do a bunch of goofy voices, but you kind of don't really. Slash says make her Peppy from Star Fox. All right.
High-pitched, sassy voice. It's no biggie, really. I'm a half-elf, so it just kind of comes naturally to me, you see? She's a tough chick. Aren't you? Wait a sec, mister. I'm impressive to you only just now? Was I some chump to you before? Why, you oughta...
Calm down now. Anyway, you can translate for those of us without inexplicable magic language skills.
Bleh, fine. Let me think about it for a sec. Toots.
She'd be the type to say toots. That's who she is.
I guess it means something like, the door won't open if you summon the earth, water, fire, and wind spirits somewhere.
A whole band of 4 great spirits, huh? I haven't finished making pacts with all of them yet.
Mr. Lungrom advised us to visit the Magic Research Lab for information on the whereabouts back in Phantasia, didn't he?
You're right. I don't have all the information myself. Let's be on our way. In other words, you shouldn't come this way yet. Boo.
Spirit governing Earth resides in the Cave of Spirits.
Cave of Spirits, Cave of Spirits. Nope, not ringing any bells here.
Alright, we got that one.
Very first pack. Hope we never encounter anything as putrid as that miasma again. Made the aftermath of Mirald's baked beans seem like roses.
He's talking about farts. Oh, what a ripping good laugh. Nope, I didn't. But fuck. I don't think skits can trigger in caves. Got that guy. So who we got left? It's on a solitary island in the North Sea.
Solitary island in North Sea is that uninhabited rock north of Venezia, I suppose. Wouldn't hurt to hit up one of the captains for a ride.
Cody Mon, I know you wish they waited and focused more on Starfield, but I'm just glad Elder Scrolls is happening. I was afraid they would just replace it with Elder Scrolls Online. Yeah, I guess I never thought that was going to be a thing. So, to me, the concept that, like, oh no, they're just going to have Elder Scrolls Online for the rest of eternity was, like, never even something I considered being on the table. So them announcing a sequel was like, well, yeah, obviously. If you're just gonna show a title that really tells me nothing about the game, so I don't care about it yet, it's too nebulous to even matter. Meanwhile, what is it? Starfield is kind of in the same boat in that it's just a title splash, but what is interesting is Bethesda hasn't made something that wasn't a sequel in like 25 years, I think they said. So like that has me way more curious. Dinner Lava saying examine that right room more. Whoops. We've already booked it up. Let's see if they say anything over here.
私のことちょっとは見直した？
石板の文字が読めるなんてすごいじゃないか。
私もそう思います。
ああ、遺伝で文字が読めるってのはいいよな。
それ、そっ として嫉妬してるわけ？
ともかくだ。シーカ風の精霊たちと契約しないとな。そうしないと先には進めん。
Thank you, Jikato, for renewing your sub.
ウンディーネは北海の孤島の新食堂にいるらしい。
そのようですね。水の精霊だから海に浮かんだ島に住んでるのかな。
そうだな。水のないところでは存在できないのだろう。このままじゃ先に進めないな。
精霊が足りないんじゃダメじゃん。
治水化風の精霊を集める必要があるようだな。
そのようですね。
Well, we have Undine. We kind of figured out where her location is. They said something of spirits for Gnome, and we don't know where that is yet. So let's go and check out that thing to the north. Maybe the captain will know what we're talking about when we ask for it. Oops. Ahoy there! Let's go. Make the boat run. Oh, jeez. I didn't realize this was where we're going. I don't want to be here. This place sucks. Take me back. We've got all that money now. I haven't tried the new Octopath demo. I need to, though. I liked that first one quite a bit. Alright, well, they said north to an uninhabited island. I should probably turn off their magic if I want any hope of conserving TP. Yeah, I've heard that the save file carries over from the demo, which is always good. I like when they do that. Unfortunately, places like this might get VOD muted. So I am recording this locally, so I should be able to at least upload it fine, but if you are watching on Twitch, audio might cut out here. If you're watching the archive on Twitch, that is. Well, that seems like a shitty corner. Streaming Vex, your voice right now while I'm trying to platinum Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories is the only thing keeping me sane. I've been picking that up the last, like, couple days. Just kind of messing with it again. Because I got the 1.5, 2.5 double thing on PS4 and was like, I will not play, like, I will only play the games in order that they came out. So I'm not allowed to touch 2 until I've beaten both 1 and Chain of Memories. Finished 1, but I'm just kind of losing steam on Chain of Memories, or rather I did when it came out, because I think I beat 1 within like the first week. Chain of Memories though, I'm still like, I think only in like the second group of floors. Which one of these sells just items? Here we go. Oh, I can't have more. These seem like things that are worth having. Everything we can get of. Mistake. Grant, should I watch the 358 over 2 days first before playing Kingdom Hearts 2, or does it really matter? I would say hold off on it and watch it after 2. No, Tronop, I'm not going to play 358 or Recoded. I'm just going to watch their movies. But I do want to experience that whole collection, let's say, before 3 comes out. Cody, man, they will definitely make Kingdom Hearts games after Kingdom Hearts 3. There is no doubt in my mind. Nomura might not be attached, and their format might change, but they will definitely be Kingdom Hearts something. These guys don't have a dock, but, well, there is over here. To the docks. One of you guys know the way north? Belladam. I feel like that's the place we were before. Was Venezia? Venezia sounds like where we were wanting to go. Run, boat! I keep forgetting I can do this, because it's so weird. Kingdom Hearts Oops All Norded Edition. I like how... What's his name? Prosy something. You know, the guy who made that video. He made it as a goof, comparing people who know what they're talking about with Kingdom Hearts and people who don't. And it immediately started making all the people who don't know about Kingdom Hearts go, what the fuck is this game? As if he was exactly right in how people would react. This doesn't seem... How do we get one of those captains there? Are they willing to make the extra 20 feet of boat? Yeah, Prosy D, I guess. I've seen his stuff. I've met him once or twice. Seems like a real cool guy. But yeah, the guy who jumped in with, we got Norded! And then after that, everyone who doesn't play Kingdom Hearts is like, what does Norded mean? Kingdom Hearts fans are so dumb! And it was just a thing where I was like, he created a self-fulfilling prophecy. Where will you take me? Island in the North Sea. 1,000? It's like right down the road. The big blue watery road. Like it's just right over there. A long blue ribbon. you're already wearing one. See if any new wildlife lives out here. Nope, just more boogles. You really don't need to use the TP, dog. Nope, just seem no. Unnecessary. But I guess it works. The Eroded Grotto. I have a feeling we're gonna have a water temple-esque keep lowering and raising the levels of water in this. What the? We got some shit to scan, fellas. First off, this sea slug. Looks weak as shit. Next, we got this starfish. Luckily, that big boy in the back seems too far away to be affected by this. Oh man, thank you, Alpha Drew, for the 3-month resub as a Wug Lord. Just got home from work. What have I missed so far? Not a whole lot. We did some spelunking into a cave. Oh shit, I accidentally double scanned that sea slug. We want you, squid boy. There, now there's only the squid. Got him. We went spelunking in a cave, then we found another cave. In that first cave, it said we needed to have the summoned spirits of water, earth, fire, and wind. We've got fire and wind. So now we're on the hunt for water and earth. I have a feeling I'm about to pick up water. Demon Zero X saying Yakuza 0 is on sale for PS4. I might actually pick that up. Been kind of curious about the Yakuzas ever since me and Ben did that little brief touch on them. And I feel like I keep hearing more and more people playing them and really liking them. So it's starting to get that whole fear of missing out thing. Gene, we were in the mine. We got really deep into the mine. And then we reached the dead end where it's like, hey, buddy, you need all 4 summon spirits. Get out. So here we are. Doesn't look like where we came from. I already am not liking the layout of this cave. Also, I saw a lot of people saying that I could have had Undine already by the time we went down to that cave. Making me guess that this place isn't going to be very hard as far as, like, enemy difficulty. Aqua Cape. Can't go in there. Yakuza 0 is only $18 if you have Plus. Oh wait, it's $20. Okay, yeah, $20 on PS4, 18 if you have Plus, which I do. Yeah, $18 sounds good enough for me to buy that game for myself to experiment with it. And I hear it's like the best one to start with, which makes sense considering it's $0. So I'll probably give that a shot. Might even stream it. Who knows? My desire to stream, often unpredictable. Motherfucking squids! Yeah, you guys just focus that one. I'll take on the other one. That works. Didn't even need that hammer. You know, guys, it's been a little bit. We got a feast. Let's make sushi since we're in this cave killing fishy types. That didn't lead anywhere. Switch. Changing the old water levels, are we? Ooh, Bloodborne is only $15 or $12 with PlayStation Plus, and that includes all the DLC. That is something to definitely get for those of you who haven't gotten it yet. A great game, even if you think you're bad at games. Do not let the stupid marketing of Souls games being so hard scare you away. That is my least favorite thing about Dark Souls, is how they are marketed as these super hard. Only true hardcore gamers will really like this game. I hate that. All that bullshit does is make people not want to play them. Everyone's real high on TP. We don't need that orange gel. Streaming Vex edited your Kingdom Hearts deck 500 times to get the trophy. Nice. That seems like a completely sane thing to do. I wanted to use one of these so I could literally almost all have max TP. Here you go. There. It's gonna bother me if I kept seeing that treasure chest. Speaking of. That works. There we go. The room started flooding, you fool! You're about to die! Oh no! Mint's surrounded by 2 tentacle monsters. Nobody could have seen this coming in the anime fandom. All right. Guessing since I pressed that button, these will open. Yep. Great. These guys are fast enough to kill that I've convinced myself it's worth it. Did it. Do I need to flip that switch again? Am I moving the water back to where it was? Our numbers are getting bigger, which I do like, considering we're apparently only maybe a third of the way through the game at this point, according to people. I've already got 2,000 HP, 200 some TP. It's a good rate of growth. Pull the lever. You pull levers and you flip switches. Is this a lever or a switch? Don't mix your words. Nah, this seems like the appropriate amount of magic to use on a starfish. No, this is Patrick. Ah! That's my Patrick impression. You'll never hear it again. Yeah. Hey, what do you know? Thrust. Get on my kebab, you squid. We killed a squid and some starfish and managed to get some mackerel. Not sure how that works. I guess the starfish were making off with the mackerel, getting ready to eat it. I guess that works. I'm sensing a theme. Squid just looks so scared when Ifrit walks into the room. Got him, boys. That squid was eating octopus. Good for the tuna. I can't remember what that George Costanza response is, like what it's to. I just remember, well, good for the tuna. He says it so angrily that I love it. Jason Alexander might be one of my favorite actors of all time. I think Jerry says something about salmon swimming with the current while tuna swim away from the current. Well, good for the tuna. Noxgarm with the 4-month resub saying it's I'm a wee bit mad we didn't get more info about the new Tales games, but I guess they didn't want to overshadow the Vesperia remake. Yeah, I think they've trademarked or something Tales of the Interterria or something. So a lot of people are surmising that that's the next major title. And since they have trademarked it outside of Japan, they doubt it's going to be a mobile game. Though then again, Tales of the Rays did come out over here, so I guess you never know. Also, thank you, Crimson Pride Wolf, with Attica. Yeah, mistake. I don't think anyone could have been half as good a George as Jason Alexander. He was a spectacular casting choice. Jacato asking if I've decided what I'm getting, what system I'm getting Vesperia Definitive Edition for. I'm probably going to end up buying it 3 times. I'm probably going to get it on PS4 first, then probably Switch, and then PC. I want to get it on PS4 to platinum it. I want to get it on Switch to play on the go. I want to get it on PC in case mods ever happen. Yata! Gabe rules, are the DS Tales games any good? Because the GBA ones are bad, I heard. The GBA one is a remake of the game I'm playing now. And yeah, it does a real bad job. So I would say avoid Phantasia GBA if you have any other way to play it. As far as DS ones, I think Tales of Tempest is the only one that came out on the DS proper, and it never came out over here. But I heard it was also terrible. As far as 3DS, Tales of the Abyss got a re-release on there. It's a real good PS2 one, and the 3DS version of it is also real good.
Man, I feel good.
So I would recommend. Crimson Pride Wolf with 400 bits saying Tales of Vesperia is very similar to Summon Knights. Have you ever played it? No. Never even heard of it. Save spot. I will also see if I can figure out a way. I will likely do it through maybe Steam, because I think that will be the easiest. But to do giveaways for Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition when it comes out, I will personally purchase that to give to people on Steam or on stream, because I want to put that game in more people's hands. Yeah, you level up, Cress. We only get to have skits outside of caves and stuff. I wish I could also, like, trigger them at save points. Alright, I have a feeling I wasn't supposed to flip that first one. Chikado grant for Tails Hype Man. Look, I would love to schlep this series because I love it in general. And even the ones that are bad, according to people, I tend to find something I like about them. And when it comes to Tales of Vesperia, in my eyes, it's top of the pick, top of the order. You know, top pick, number 1, with a bullet. So if I have the chance to put that in more hands, you better believe I will. Alright, yeah. I swapped the water over to that side. You're a squid now! You're dead now! Ah, fear my jumping down heavy. Tronop saying, I'd very much want Grant to become the spokesperson of Tales for the West. If that happened, that would be some weird amalgam of all of my dreams coming true at once. 1, for Tales to be deemed important enough to need some sort of representation in the West. Oh. And 2, for it to be me, would just be so many levels of insane. A hole! Klaus really threw the book at him on that one. Been working on that one all vacation. This seemed like the right time to deploy new joke.exe. I hope it worked. Gene! Tales of Symphonia was my first Tales game, and I played the hell out of it. Me too! It's where my love of this franchise started. If I hadn't seen that big old, like, 2-page ad in Nintendo Power or whatever it was, probably would have never gotten it. I think Sharpness was... I feel like she had Sharpness, though. Maybe not. Did I... I think I saved, but I'll save again. Just to be sure. Because my short-term memory is real bad. Nyeh. Let me go down the hole. Oh, I can refill this with water. And now there's a hole there draining it. Bingo. I'll get to that in a second. Valley Popper with 100 bits. Sorry, I could only stay for a few minutes. Got work in the morning and I have to sleep. But here's some bits because you're the best, Grant. Thank you, Valley. Hope you have a good day at work tomorrow. Alright, I don't know who's speaking, so let me think of a voice for 3 question marks. And no matter what they appear to be, they shall sound like... Who's there? Who disturbs my rest? Who are you?
Filthy hounds!
That fighting spirit music. What? You get to send in a whole posse. Hold on, I'm dealing with these assholes first. And by me, I mean Arche's dealing with them. Please don't hit Arche. Let her zap and blow them all up. Alright. Oh boy. Okay, thought that was like... Klaus! These guys were a distraction. And it worked! No, orange. Nope. Oh, this seems kind of like a waste, but oh well. Blast him. God, this song is so good. Even as a Super Nintendo / PlayStation 1 track. Real good song. Alright. Then you nurse. Alright, you. Yeah, I'm probably gonna need to check on Klaus's armor. He seems to be paper thin these days. Also, we never scanned her! What's Undine weak to? Lightning and fire, huh? Well, we got that. I called her Undine for a long time in Secret of Mana. They remixed this song in a later game. It's real good then, too. Yeah! Thanks, Ifrit, for the assist. An unknown grimoire and 2 squids.
I beg your forgiveness. What do you desire in compensation?
A summoning pact with you.
Then it shall be done. Present the aquamarine ring and begin the ritual.
Here and now I offer my request to the spirit of water. By covenant of the ring, may this spirit obey me. My name is Klaus.
Klaus can now summon Undine. 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 Alright, there we go. One more summon spirit down. So that just means Gnome. Good old Gnome. I don't think we've heard any mention of... I mean, we heard something about like a tower of spirits or something. I know there was that one place where we could meet up with Luna, I think. Oh. Which way am I supposed to... Oh, yeah.
Men, hoist sails!
A gnome named Gnorp. Or whatever his name was. Gnort? There was some movie that showed up on Disney Channel. I can't remember. Let's take it outside. Where's the exit to this place? I want to go to where I can maybe hit skits. Maybe one of them has an idea of where Gnome Boy lives. Gnome Boy. Gnome Girl's making her way to Pluto as we speak. Or she already hit it.
このままじゃ先に進めないな。
Brick wall! Short on spirits.
追加風の精霊を集める必要があるよね。
そのようですね。
このままじゃ先に進
You guys don't have any insight on where Gnome might be? Well, if that's the case. I mean, a mine seems like a place where Gnome could be. And someone did mention that I didn't explore that one room very much at all, because I thought it strictly said it was a dead end, but I could perhaps check on it again.
Cat! I need to leave!
Just no, are you fucking no? Okay, thank you. Gnome is where you make it. I like it, Jacato. Imagine like speedrunning this game and that cat fucking does that to you. Alright, let's go, I guess, to the western island. Whee! Oh wait, this was what's his nuts' house. Yeah, we've been here. Good thing I'm loaded on cash. I guess let's go back to that other dock. Or maybe into the deeper into the mines. I keep going into the harbor. I need to just leave. Or wait, no, I took a ship to get here from the place where the mine is. Alvanista, yeah. Hasta la Alvanista, baby. Alpha Drew, I can remain blind for now. I will say for now I do not need more tips. Serum Gavier with the 4-month resub saying, welcome back, Grant. I miss these streams. I miss doing them. Glad to be back. Let's get out of this town before it's heavily copyrighted music gets me in trouble. Let's go back into the mine and read what it says about where Gnome lives. Also, I don't care how much Tales depicts Gnome as like a little mole-looking thing. Gnome, in my mind, will always be the little gnome, like, dwarf-looking dude from Secret of Mana. Jakku, how long did that Animorphs TV show go? I think 2 seasons? 2 seasons and like a hour-long special. That was cool. Yeah, Dinalov. Gnome is a gnome. That's how he should be depicted. Now, I think, yes, that Nickelodeon Animorph series was bad. Was pretty bad. I think Animorphs is due for like a Netflix reboot. I would watch the shit out of that. Boom. Yeah, Jakku saying, I'm waiting for Animorphs to get a movie or Netflix treatment. Hell yeah, dude. The way CG works now, you could get that morphing technology looking awesome. I want to see a really cool looking 3D rendered Elfangor dropping some cubes on some kids. Need Visor 3 eating him in glorious HD and surround sound. That fire turned back on after the water dropped, right? Yeah, it did. Will we take damage but still be able to walk through it, or will it be like, no, you can't do it at all? Okay, maybe he doesn't take damage at the beginning. I should really only be using that when I'm at the very end of the screen. Okay, that move still works though. Yeah, if Netflix did an adaptation of the entire series, that would be crazy. Also, a lot of really messed up stuff happens in those books for kids. They all become semi-unrepentant war criminals. Driven to incredibly dark depression. Okay, so that door won't open until we got all 4 spirits. Mr. Lungorm, the lab, that's right. Just to see what it said for Gnome again. Nope, not you. Cave of Spirits. Alright. Keep an ear out for a Cave of Spirits, y'all. Regixis, I think I started reading Animorphs in the 4th grade, so the fact that you read them in the 3rd grade does not sound weird to me at all. Also, I started at a weird spot. I started in the 6th book. I had to go back and read the first 5, actually kind of way later. because I thought the cover looked really cool with Jake turning into a bee. Or maybe it was like a wasp or roach or something. Turned into some kind of bug. And that's the one where they take over a hospital, and I think they're using surgeries to cover up getting people turned into controllers. All right, hold on. Let's play a little game with my memory here. Let's see if I can remember the plot to all 52. Oh wow, that's already gonna be impossible if I can't even remember how many there were. There were 52 books, right? Like mainline books, like numbered entries. I know there were the Megamorphs and Alternamorphs and Chronicles, but I think there were 52 books. Maybe 54, but I think 52. 53, I'm being told. I would also believe that. Yeah. Tales of Phantasia, episode 5 is the Animorphs trivia hour. Freyland. No, wait, we're already where we need for Alvin, whatever that city's called. Okay, seeing 53. All right, I'm gonna try and go through them and remember the main plot points that happen in each one. Number 1, they get the power to morph and they go into a Yerk pool for the first time, I think, and by the end of it, Tobias has already broken his 2-hour time limit and is trapped as a red-tailed hawk. That is where we are introduced to the whole concept of Yerks. I don't remember if they name drop Hork Bajir yet. I think we see them, but I don't know if they learn what their names are. I think they learn that in 2. I'm making this up as I go, if I'm being real with you guys. I actually barely remember it all. But okay. 1, they get the power to morph, and they like now know how to morph and shit. And they go to that old Yerk pool. Number 2 is that the one where Rachel turns into Vice Principal Chapman's, or maybe he was principal, maybe he wasn't a vice principal. Chapman's cat to try and infiltrate and learn more. I think that's what happens in that one. 3 is the first Tobias one, where I think we kind of just get an idea of what his shitty life is now that he's a hawk, but then it turns out that his pre-hawk life was real shitty. So that's kind of just all that one's about, is just learning about him being a hawk. I'm seeing book 3 might be when Tobias becomes a hawk, so maybe he gets trapped there. I could have sworn it happened in the first one. I thought that was the ending of the first book, but maybe I'm wrong. All right, we're looking for that lab. Was it in the castle, or is it its own building? I don't remember. 4 is that Marco or is that Cassie? I can't remember which one of them had 4 and 5 respectively. I think 5 is Marco, and that's when we learned his mom is Visor 1. 4 is when we meet Axe. I'm pretty sure. And Axe is one of the best characters in all of literature. IMO. Kid's obsession with cigarette butts and Cinnabon. Kira FG with that 4-month resub. Thank you so much. Everybody give Kira a big old Wug Thug hug for saying one of the Wug Thugs. The elves just uneasy because we humans are starting to use some form of magic. Makes sense since there are a lot more of us than there are of them. That's how racism works. It's okay. So 4 is Axe, 5 is Visor 1, 6 is the first one I started with. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's about a hospital. And them using surgeries as a way to cover making controllers. 7 is the second Rachel book, which is when they meet the Elemist. 'Cause that's the one where she becomes a grizzly on the front. 8 is... What is 8? 8 would be... Eight's the first one narrated by Axe. That's right. Because Axe and Tobias trade off on 3s and 8s. They only get a book every other cycle. That's right. So yeah, so 8 is the first Axe book, and is one of my favorite books in the whole series. I think I read that one like 10 times. 9. Is that the one where Cassie becomes a wolf? It's those first 8 that I read and reread a bunch. I'm out. I'm out. No, you're not. Answering your door. People are saying that looked like a lab. Did I run away from a lab? I thought it was like a lunchroom. Cody, man, you missed a big plot point on 6. That's also the one where Jake becomes a controller, right? And he has a Yerk die in his brain. Yeah! Oh, we get the first glimpse of the Krayak in that one? Man, I didn't remember that. Holy shit, that is actually a real big deal. That's the King's quarters. Okay, yeah, you're right. 6 is when he becomes a controller, and that is a big deal. Oh yeah, this does look like a lab. What? Oh yeah, that's right. She's
New York girl. Pardon us, sir, but do you have any clues about the locations of spirits?
We theorize that Ifrit, the spirit of fire, lives in the cave of searing sand on the continent of Freyland. Yeah, no fucking shit. I can summon him.
Greetings. How's your search for spells going?
Actually, we're targeting spirits at the moment.
Really? Well, I can't say how credible this is, but for the past week there's been much chatter around the lab speculating the existence of a spirit called Maxwell in the Moriya Mine.
Oh, okay. So I gotta get the 4 grand spirits together to summon Maxwell. I get it. It's all tying that Tales lore together. Oh, you're right. Mint's Southern. It's Arche who's the New Yorker. My mistake. Suiko fan with that 4-month resub. Gonna assume Vesperia Definitive Edition has already been talked about. I'm gonna try and get Kieran and some others to play it with you. Kind of hoping there's online multiplayer. Little kids need help like in Dark Souls. Kids need help in Dark Souls. Come and play Estelle for them. I sincerely doubt they will ever make a Tales game with online multiplayer, as unfortunate as it is. Because I think they want you to have that as like a single file. So having people playing it online would kind of be tough to keep consistent. I'm going to do my best to convince the other guys to play it with me. Oops. Oh, she's selling me magic books. I will want to buy those, but first, see if anyone knows about Gnome. Nope, already got you. I'll try and convince them to play it with me, though. I would love to get a 4-player Vesperia file going. Any of you motherfuckers know about Gnome? You got someone who knows about Undine and Ifrit, the 2 we got. No thanks. So we talked to everyone in here? No, I'm just doing that same bit. So nobody knows anything about Gnome. The one guy we don't know. What's Thunder Beam about? Oh. Suiko fan isn't my gnome in the mine. We already went to grind. We went to the deepest part of it we're allowed to access right now, and we couldn't find him. Grotto. Yeah. Aha! Information also places Gnome, Spirit of the Earth, in the Cave of Spirits. That place is in a cavern east of Belladam. Got it. Probably said that the first time and I scrolled past it. Like a dum-dum. Oops. Okay. Back to Animorphs talk. Something I'm not going to say equally passionate about, but also quite passionate about. 8. Book 8. What was... Oh, 8 was Axe. 9... Was 9 the one where Cassie starts kind of losing her mind? Is that the one... 7's the one where they meet the Elemist. And I can't remember if they just get introduced to him. Like, did they combine books 7 and 9? Because part of my brain is being divided by remembering what happened in the show. And the show's a crock of bullshit. That plays a little fast and loose with its lore. Also, Tatrason with the 4-month resub going, woo, Animorphs talk. Thank you very much. Quite the loyal Wug Thug being excited for Animorphs. Alright, yeah, Belladam's where we want to go. It's more or less a one-way trip. Okay, that'll suck, but you got it. But I think, if I'm remembering right, maybe book 9 is the one where Cassie's like, I don't want to be an Animorph anymore. Because she starts going crazy one night. And I think this is the one where it happens. Might be a different one. But where she brushes her teeth. Like, she starts obsessively brushing her teeth. And goddamn, thinking about this now being in a kid's book is really fucked up. But after like a scrimmage they have, she starts brushing her teeth like crazy to the point where her gums start bleeding. And she doesn't know why, but she can't fall asleep. And she can only brush her teeth. And then finally, after brushing her teeth for like 20 minutes or something, like just really bleeding the hell out of them, she finds a fleck of Hork-Bajir flesh caught in her teeth from when she was a fucking wolf, just ripping the hell out of it. I'm just like, that is so horrifying for, I think canonically at that point they are like 13 or 14. Oops, not that. But I think that's in that one. I don't remember what the big plot is there, but I think that's the book where she starts being like, "Yo, I can't do this. This is really starting to get to me." Also, thank you, Hero of Winter, for the 3-month resub. Everybody give Hero of Winter a big ol' Wug Thug hug for being a continued Wug Thug. Alright, I think at this point I'm gonna need to start seeing some cover art. Which, ah man, I kinda wanna, nah, I'll dig deeper in this. I was gonna say, part of me was thinking just going on turning this into an IRL stream where I'm just Googling Animorph books. I can't remember if we've scanned black bats. I think we've scanned giant bats and cave bats, but I don't know about black bats. think I'm gonna get Gnome, and then probably that'll be a stream. Unless I get too into the Animorphs talk, in which case I will have to stay up. But okay, book 10. What was book 10? If it was after a Cassie one, that would be a Marco one. What was Marco's second book? Book 10, okay, book 10 is when we meet Eric, because Marco turns into a spider on the cover of that one. And that's where we meet Eric, the cyborg, who's been around since, like, the Egyptian days. And he is super peaceful. He is not allowed to attack anything, but he is, like, incredibly strong. Like, he is, like, this superhuman robot that doth desire to repeal the seal, speaketh the keyword. Damn it, I was hoping Gnome would be... Come on, gay. Nope. Gamp. Incorrect. Alright. We've only got so many possibilities. Okay. GDB or Y. Let's see. D. Do. Dof. Dolphin. It's a dolphin. It's my favorite sea animal. It's the dolphin. Alright. I really need to be looking at the whole list of letters at once and trying to make a word out of it. Alright, so it has to start with a G, D, B, or Y. Buh. And we have any vowel other than U. And not sometimes Y. Bam. Bolt? Okay, no. Alright, I'm sure there's like a way you're supposed to find this legitimately, but I want to brute force it. Okay. Let's start with Y. Yol. Yell. Bill. E is not a final letter. Alright. We can do this, guys. I believe in us. Y'all. What's friend and half-elf? Yeah, that will annoy me if this is some proper noun that we just would never have guessed. Which I guess isn't impossible. Thought there might be like dome, but he is not an ending letter. Dift. Alright. Maybe we won't brute force this yet. Hey, Jacato. I know you mentioned re-upping your sub earlier, but it just queued up for me. But hey, thanks again. Everybody give Jacato a big ol' like that hug. Just for being Jacato. Like, I mean, You can hug him for being a wug thug too, but just hug him for being him. He's such a good guy. Jean was thinking Yomi. Guess it's not impossible. It's the exit. Alright, maybe we will have to brute force this. Doesn't look like there's anything else we can do. Giant toad! He's here to go. What's that thing Toad always says? Ah! When you see him. That's what they're here to do. Okay, back to Animorph books. So 10 was where we meet. What's his nuts? Eric. Eric, the android disguised as a human. 11 would be another Jake book. What's that one? I'm trying to remember what's on the cover of that one. That's not the one where he turns into a tiger, is it? We're not getting the full Krayak experience yet, are we? Damn. $11 was the one with time travel fuckery. So is that the one where they go like, it would have been better if we never got our powers at all? And we see what it's like if they didn't become Animorphs? He was a jaguar on 11. Okay, yeah. I don't think I remember that one very well then. Bomi. Is 12 the one where Rachel is a starfish? Or is that the one where she is... Does she turn into a squid on one, or is that a Cassie one? Oh, man. Cody Man, Jaguar, it's the time loop Amazon Indians. Oh, God. I've completely forgotten that one, then. Yomi means darkness. I guess we'll try it. Fuck. Alright, I never would have guessed that. Thank you, Noxgarm, for saying Yomi. And I think someone said it before you also. But, there we go. Oh god, are we gonna need to... Okay. Nomi.
I'm a total lamer, dudes. I have, like, no idea where I am. Help a bra out. Righteous dudes.
Oh god, you take your time, don't you? Come on. Is this gonna be the bit? You can't come through doors? $12 was the one where Rachel had the allergic reaction to an alligator morph. I remember that. Okay. 13 was the second Tobias one. Is this the one where he gets the power to morph into himself? Which is so weird. Now that I think about it. Demon Zero with 100 bits saying, kind of random, but I wanted to say how much I loved your performance in Lanny's D&D one-shot. Stole the show as Hank Zappa. Thank you very much. Glad to hear it. Hey, pal. I found you. What? This gnome's mean. These gnomelets is bad. Alright, we're running. We're just gonna leave. Forget him. Anyway, seeing Cody Man say, yep, I'm assuming that's in reaction to my, is 13 the one where Tobias learns how to morph into himself? Say the fucking wait! I let your brother back? Oops. B is only, or X is only the run button on the map. Not in combat. Suiko fan, was the Captain America version himself or just himself? So the way I remember it, and I might be wrong, but in 13, Tobias, by 13, or maybe it's in 13, Tobias gets the power to morph again, but he can't go back to himself. So he's still, like, the hawk becomes his new default form. And so he's, like, able to morph, but he's still a hawk. And then, at some point, like, the Elemist... Okay, hold on. Regixis is saying that 13 is where Tobias can morph again, but he wasn't able to morph into his human self until later. Okay. So maybe that's just the one where he gets the power to morph again. But some point in the series, he has time traveled back to before he got locked into his form, so he gets a human form that he can morph into for 2 hours. Okay, here's where I need to get his buddy. So I need to get... So how do I get him here with all these assholes? Nope. Hey, pal. You just follow me. We're buddies. Everything's cool. Everything's fine. I got my chaperone. If you're a cop, you gotta tell me. But okay. 13 is the one where Tobias can morph into himself, or gets the power to morph. 14 would be a Cassie one. Which animal does she turn into on this one? I don't have the list in front of me, so I don't know what Cassie turns into. I wish you wouldn't go all the way back here. I don't know how I'm supposed to get you. Hold on. Wait, I've got an idea. I just can't have you blocking me. Stop standing right in my way.
That was awesome.
Nope. It's not working. Damn it, gnome guy. Could you, like, move a little faster? Like, maybe come over here? No. Yeah, I think the Elemist gives him his power to morph back or something. Please don't start me all the way back over there. Motherfucker. Although, you're still here. Cool. Phase 1, complete. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I think this is a fun idea. This is not fun in practice. This is a neat concept for a dungeon design. Could have maybe used a little bit more time in the old, on that old drawing board. Are you a bad one or a good one? Okay, you're a good one. Alright, and up the stairs we go. Get you back to your friends.
Oh, there you are. I can't remember what voice I gave him. I know he was talking all dude and bra, but I don't remember the voice I gave him. Okay. 14. Okay, someone who wants to Google it and pull it up, let me know. What does Cassie morph into on 14? I'm like 99% sure it's Cassie.
fellas. Cassie turns into a horse on 14. Okay. Wow. I can't even remember what that cover looked like. Okay, so this will get these guys to stop guarding doors. Got it. Uh-oh. The horse. What did they do with the horse episode? Is that the one? Shoot. I don't remember what happens in Horse Book. Oh, Cody Man, was that the book with the space toilet? That might be it. Uh-oh. Check it, brah! Some dudes are homing in on our turf. 14 was the one with the Andalite toilet. Okay. What the fuck? Alright, well, he doesn't like wind. Oh boy. He's a rocket. Ah. Well, this seems like a fun move. Fortunately, it does like no damage. Yeah, Ifrit, you see what you can do. I have a feeling we can't hit him until he's sticking out. Despite all my teammates wanting to do... Here we go. Faust. Sylph. Arche. Thunderblade. No! Alright, so can we only hit him once when he pops up? So we have to make sure that one counts. Guys, just block. That's all it takes. Just wait him out. Fuck, does this ever end? Shit. Don't pow hammer him. I'll accept Undine. There we go. Yeah, Cody, man. I agree. Most of the Cassie books were less good. Before I thought it was just because I was a sexist kid that I thought the girl books sucked, but I think Cassie's just actually suck. Unfortunately, we didn't teach Arche Tractor Beam. I saw someone suggesting that. Okay, yeah, I need to tell him to just stop casting spells. How do I set it to be? Actually, you're allowed to keep casting. But you... Stop it. And you... Stop it. That's how you know, right? Just spell list endless. Okay. That's enough. Alright, get all back together, you guys. Reform. And then... Actually, I should tell her to not use Pal Hammer, because she'll probably do that at some dumb point. You know what?
Just don't try and hit him. Okay, running around seems to get that to stop going. Maybe they only shoot up if there's someone on top of them. I don't know what the best thing to hit with was. I didn't see how much damage Sylph did altogether. What does Thunderblade do? Oh fuck, they changed back. I didn't think they'd do that until I attacked. Can't tell if they were just going into the ground or if Thunderblade just has no effect on them. I could see either being true, so I'm just not gonna risk it. No good. See what you do compared to Sylph. I know Sylph is their weakness, but I feel like you do more hits. I think Sylph was doing 3 digits each one, so she might be better. Don't you fucking attack, Mint. In fact, Mint, you be busy casting Nurse. Oh, got him! Another book that I need to identify. Also, someone got a level up. I was looking at chat. Totally bogus, dudes! We got rocked to the max!
Yeah. Now can we seal the pact?
Hey, that's some nice swag you got there. Ruby ring is sick, bruh! We're a bunch of used condoms! What's up?
Here and now I offer my request to the spirit of earth. I covenant of the ring. May the spirit obey me. My name is Klaus.
All right. That's all 4. Battlemaster. Was RJ supposed to get a spell in Undine's place? Come on. Why would they just make a dead end? No, I guess that was just another way I could have gone. Up. There was not a spell in Undine's cavern. Okay, cool. Undine.
All right, let's have a little chat in that room where we're supposed to have all 4 spirits, like we have now. Actually, what time is it? 2. Yeah, I should probably be calling this. We can kick off the next thing with us potentially summoning Maxwell, question mark. All right, that's pretty cool. I'm into that. Yatta! Let's get out of this cave. And I will go ahead and go to the Moriya Mines or whatever. That'll be where we call it. Just in case I don't get to play this for a little bit and completely forget where I'm going. Gaia Green saying, what up, Grant? My sleep schedule is fucked from working grave shift. Let's do some JRPG. You came in basically right at the end, buddy. So might be trying to sleep here in a sec. Is that? Yeah. It is in fact a chest. Now that one guy was like, sorry, it's a one-way trip. Does that mean there's not going to be a boat here for me to sail home? I'm going to have to walk to Alvanista or whatever the F. Yep. Probably by design. Alright, well I guess while we're on this trip then, what would be the best way for me to do this? Because anytime I click outside this window, it's going to stop playing. But if I'm going to try and remember more Animorphs lore, I'm going to want to be able to look at the books. Okay, so Space Toilet was 14. 15 would be another Marco one. What is he turning into on this one? He turns into a gorilla on the first one. Turns into a spider on the second one. On his second one. What's his third marquee morph? I don't remember what Marco turns into on this one. Shark? Okay. The shark one is the one where the controllers are making, like animal drones or something. That or they're making animal controllers. Something like that. I'm pretty sure that's what it's about. No, we're not short on spirits anymore. We got them all. We're not at a brick wall, you guys. Alright, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Hammerhead Shark book was the one where they're either making animal controllers. They're doing something with animals. Particularly sharks, I think. And that's why he gets one. Yeah, rejects us. You're making Hammerhead Shark controllers for their war on Lyra. That's right. That's the, like, water planet. Okay, we're just backtracking now. Oh, there's a town over... Oh, wait, is this... I'm remembering where we are. So the woods is back there. Do we need to bring all 4 of the spirits to the tree? Yeah. Is this the town where we sleep at the mayor's house and not at the inn? The old racist mayor. Yes. Panda Smasher X, have you heard of the Pendragon series books? I've heard of them, but I did not ever read them. Animorphs is like the only real book series, like long-running series, that I read all the way through. I also read all of the Chronicles of Narnia. And I think as far as kid books go, those were my jams. Okay. So we have Hammerheads for 15. 16 is another Axe book. What does 16 become? Or what does Axe become in that? At least I think it's an Axe book. Because every multiple of 8 is Axe, right? Oh, 16 is Jake. Okay, if that's the case. Am I not supposed to do something here? Maybe I'm not. 16, Jake. What did he do in that one? Is this the one where he turns into a tiger? We meet the Krayak for real? That still feels like way too early in this series for that, but I might be wrong. They might spin their wheels longer than I think near the end. 16 is Rhino. Shit. I don't remember that at all. It's the forest we always go hunting in. Now we got all these spirits to talk to the tree. Is the Rhino the one where they actually go to space? "16 is the one where Visor 3's brother shows up and was a cannibal. Okay, that is not ringing any bells. I must have read that one once and was done with it. Because a lot of the books, I would read them once, and then I would read them again before the next one came out. So that's Visor 3's brother. Okay. Eight's the one where Axe has like a duel with Visor 3, right? And he could have killed the Andalite who was a controller, but he didn't have the guts to do it. I think we need Maxwell to go to the tree, so I have to walk back to that dumb cave, and I don't even know how to get there. Welcome back, Peachy Sakura 24, to the Wug Thugs. The alert hasn't gone off for you yet, but I'm sure it will in a second. Thank you so much for rejoining the Wug Thugs. Everybody give Peachy Sakura a big ol' Wug Thug hug for being among the Wug Thugs, the finest. Okay, so 16 was Rhino. Rachel always follows Jake. So, was this the one where she was a starfish? And the starfish gets split, and they both demorph into another Rachel. So for a second, there are two Rachels. And it causes all kinds of problems. Oh, no, this was bad. Oh, man, I'm so bad at remembering these. Then again, there's 53 of them. And I read them over the course of 2 years. So... Oh, 17's the Oatmeal book. All right. Yeah, a lot of these, like, I don't remember the books as well as I remember the Animorphs, the TV show episode based on them. So yeah, the Oatmeal one is when they find out that some kind of specific oatmeal really does not mix well with Yerk physiology if their controllers eat it. So we start getting people who are breaking out of their mental prisons by eating this oatmeal and causing their yerks to go insane, basically. And they eventually, I think, dump a whole bunch of it on a yerk pool. Messing up bunches of yerks. That's right, this is the city that got all blowed up. I think this is where we found Arche. Panda Smash, you got the Animorphs TV theme song on your phone as your ringtone? That's amazing! It's all in your hands. Hold on. Hold back the darkness. Or whatever they say. Gotta take it down. It's all in your hands. That's the Animorphs theme song for those of you who never had the pleasure of watching the show. Okay, so 17's the oatmeal one. 18. Would that be a Tobias one? Has it been too long? Do we need another? Is 18 the one where... jeez. I'm really losing my way here. Those first 6 I was very confident on. Okay, it was an axe one, alright. If it's another axe one, what are all the axe ones? I know he turns into a pilot on one of them. It's not that one, that's near the end. What does he turn into? Don't tell me. I'm sure someone's already typed it by the time I'm saying this. I'm gonna try and remember for myself. Oh, jeez. I'm sure as soon as I hear it, I'm gonna be like, yeah, of course! Man, what are the things that Axe turns into? I think Tobias turns into a Hork-Bajir. Cassie turns into a Taxon. I think those are all of our alien morphs. So what do I see an Andalite turn into? In my imagination, trying to remember everything in Andalite. Does he turn into a bird on this one? Is this like a one where he becomes like a falcon or something? Is that something that happens? Wow, Crusader also drawing a blank. Cool. All right, good. We're all in the same boat. Yeah, Jakku. There's 50-some books. It's only natural the middle would be really muddy in your memory. Panda Smasher, I don't want to know the answer yet. Hold on. I want to keep thinking. I want to keep guessing. All right. I don't think... What are the things that Axe turns into? I feel like the Axe books were the ones that really stuck out into my mind, so I would remember them like right away. But these middle ones must be where I kind of not even an Axe book could get me that excited. Does he turn into a fly? All right. I'm gonna say fly. That's my guess. No, mosquito. I think Axe turns into a mosquito. I definitely remember the transformation of a mosquito. It's a mosquito. My guess is mosquito. I will now look at chat to see if I was right. Oh, cool. No one spoiled it. Nice. Good job, guys. Thank you, Sam, for the rating. The raid party. Coming in near the end, but that's cool. We're talking about Animorphs. Let me know how much you remember with Animorphs as we go through. Anyway, okay, yeah, people are saying correct. So, Axe does turn into a mosquito on book 18? 18. 17 was the bat, 18 is the mosquito. What happens in that one? There's a reason he turns into a mosquito.
What is the point of becoming a mosquito? I'm guessing something with blood. Seeing if they can acquire someone's DNA by getting a mosquito's worth of blood. I'm okay with you guys just going ahead and telling me what happened in this book. I don't remember at all. Cody Man, who's been here kind of confirming or denying my guesses. It's like, not even I remember this one. Yeah, let's go ahead and burn ourselves. Ow, ow. No! Mint. Close. Yeah, go ahead and use Grave on these Earth demons. Alright, hold on. My curiosity has overtaken me. I'm looking up an Animorphs wiki. I'm gonna see... Actually, I should probably do this on a different window than the one I've got chat open up on. Seropedia? Oh, God. I didn't know this was a thing. That's right. Cassie turned into a dolphin in that first book. All right, so we are up to 18, The Decision. Official description. Axe and the Animorphs are about to have a huge problem. It starts when they decide to morph mosquitoes in order to slip by some unsuspecting Yeerks. It ends with them stuck in zero space with no idea how they got there, no way to get back to Earth, and no oxygen. Luckily, an Andalite scout ship finds them before it's too late. But now Axe is finally with his own people, and he doesn't know if he ever wants to go back to Earth. Wow, okay. Oops, I didn't mean to. I accidentally clicked a link. Okay, so that was number 18, The Decision. So I'm guessing the decision is for Axe, whether or not he wants to return to Earth. And spoilers, he chooses to go back to Earth. All right, 19 is The Departure. That would be... Who would that be? That would be a Cassie book. I'll go back to playing for now, but I'm trying to remember what she does in that one. Ooh, ooh. Okay. The Departure. First off, it's a Cassie one. What does she turn into on this one? Is this... I keep wanting to guess all of them are the ones... I'm pretty sure Rachel turns into the squid. On the one where there's a squid. Yeah, we're not counting Megamorphs or anything. Jakku, if I knew how to do... I don't know if there's like a template for it or something, but if I knew how to do the Animorphs transition, that is absolutely what this thumbnail would be. Would be Cress turning into Axe. Okay, so 19, The Departure is Cassie turning into a butterfly. Is this the one? No, it's the Yeerk one that has multiple narrators. Oh man, now I just want to... Wait, what? Hold on, I didn't see what I was supposed to do. Okay, hold on, I'm casting all the spirits. Shit, okay, so we're gonna have to see the sign and what it says.
North Sea. So I'm gonna say that's Undine.
Undine!
Alright, I know I said I was ending with Gnome, but this Animorphs conversation got me all excited. Okay. That cave was in the east.
Gnome!
Man, you're creepy. That place was south, right? Alright. Trying to remember what happened in the departure. Is this? No, it's definitely the wolf one when Cassie starts losing her mind. I'm gonna guess this is right. Oh wait, that whole block had something about like so and so lives here. This person lives here. Okay, so what we got? One feels breath of life is the place for that which governs birth. What the hell? Maiden who mourns the departed beckons the feeling of death to her left hand. Grave, underground, left. Wind flows toward the maiden. It blows itself out with equal force. Okay. I think I get it now. I think I was slightly wrong. I'm going to say breath of life is actually water, despite it being wind. And that.
Gnome! Shiru!
Oh, hold on. Is there like a thing up there? Is that what I should be looking at? No. Alright. I thought you two were in the right spot, but maybe not. Maybe it won't make a sound when I'm right. Oh wait, yeah. I mixed them up. Undine should be over here. Sylph should be up north.
Undine!
Because fire is the power of destruction, and it blows in the same direction. So that means they're in a line across from each other. Is how I would read that.
Shiru!
The breath of life is in the opposite direction of death, and I think the grave, earth, symbolized by that. She keeps it on her left hand. This makes sense to me, guys, I swear. If this doesn't work, I'll look it up. Darn. Alright. Google! Tell me your secrets. Phantasia, Moriya Mine, spirits. Okay, pull the switches. Go up, summon Ifrit, down, summon Gnome. No, it's less fun me just reading the answers, but I gave a few solid attempts and none of them yielded fruit, so I must have just misunderstood the riddle. But okay. Up, Ifrit, down, Gnome, right, Sylph, left, Undine.
Undine!
Down. There's Gnome. Alpha Drew. Better translation for the slab is death is always at your back. All return to the earth from which they came. Fire of life is the birth that comes. Tears of the morning woman are on your left, and the wind blows forth from your right. Oh. Yeah, that would have explained things a bit better.
Uh-huh. Who said that?
Alright. So the save spot in this room. We'll open up the next thing with the fight with Maxwell. Assuming that's what's gonna happen. That's totally what I think's gonna happen. Alright, before we go, let's go down this Animorphs rabbit hole a bit deeper. Note, I don't think we ever have a book cover with one of them turning into a rabbit. Okay, departure. I never guessed what this one was. This is the one where Cassie is turning into a butterfly. Let's read the official description. I love it because they are written with 90s attitude. Cassie's had it. After the last mission, she's realized she's getting tired of missions, tired of battles, tired of being an Animorph. She decides that she just can't do it anymore, so she quits. But that's not the worst that's happened. It seems a human controller named Karen followed Cassie after the last run-in with the Yerks, and she knows Cassie's an Andalite. Or human. Either way, if she exposes Cassie, it's all over. No more Cassie. No more Animorphs. No more planet Earth. Okay. Oh, is this the one where she freaks out? Yeah. Okay, maybe this isn't the one where she freaks out and brushes her teeth. Maybe that was the earlier one. There's a cover showing that shows Tobias morphing from hawk to rabbit. Touche, Panda Smasher. Guess I was wrong. Okay, let's see what happens at the end of this book. Jake and the others find Afrin back in Karen's body and Cassie as a caterpillar. Animorphs are enraged and more than willing to kill Karen and Afrin to exact revenge to keep their identity secret. Jake hears her out, though, and lets her live. Cassie spins a chrysalis, stays dormant for a few days. Cassie emerges as a butterfly, and the Animorphs are saddened that she is no longer human, although glad that she will be able to spend her life as a butterfly as opposed to a caterpillar. Axe is curious as to how Cassie changed form and is told about the natural morphing a caterpillar undergoes when it becomes a butterfly. Axe then nonchalantly informs the other Animorphs that if she underwent natural morphing, then her morphing clock has been reset, and Jake orders the others to catch Cassie and make her demorph. Cassie returns home, telling her parents she was lost in the forest for 3 days and survived on mushrooms. She becomes the subject of the media, although after a while it dies down. Afrin keeps her promise, freeing Karen, and while Karen compels her father to fund a clinic, Cassie then meets Karen at the mall, overjoyed to see Karen is free. While Karen is telling Cassie, Afrin tried to prevent Cassie from being trapped in the end. She would have been happy to know that Cassie was freed as well. All right, well, I don't remember that book at all, but that's funny. Let's see. All right, this will be the last one, just so I don't have, like, a solid chunk of nothing going on screen. Here, let me real quickly just move around. Ooh, still gameplay. But okay. Number 20, the Discovery. Let's. I'll try and guess still. It's after Cassie, so that makes it a Marco book. Right? Is that how that works? Goes Cassie Marco? Ooh, Panda Smash says the next 3 books are like the best. Well then, now I'm curious. Which one's this one? Marco becoming a snake. I don't remember that at all. Let's read this official description. By the way, real quick, before I like moved out here to Texas and did all this Team 4-star stuff, even before I was doing the Pokemon abridged stuff that I did years and years ago, a thing I wanted to do and was never sure on the legality of it, so I never did it. But what I wanted to do was do Animorph radio plays where I just, like, basically Animorph audiobooks where I just read the books and just posted them as if they were a podcast. Like, I would do them for free. It would just be me reading these books. I never ended up doing it because I didn't know if, like, you know, Scholastic would send their lawyers after me or something. But that's how much I love this series, is I was deeply considering trying to figure out how to do a bunch of sound work and, like, finding people on the Voice Acting Alliance to be different characters. Oh, Cody Man saying someone did that. That's great. I'll have to check that out at some point. Someone beat me to my own idea. Okay, the official description for Animorphs number 20, the Discovery. Blue box Elfangor used to create the Animorphs has been found by a kid. Oh, it's this. Shit, this is actually a good section of books. The David saga, if you will. David has no idea what he has or what it can do, but Marco does. And when he sees David with it, he knows the Animorphs have to get that box at any cost. But what should have been a simple plan ends up going horribly wrong, and David is on the run with the Animorphs and Axe. Now they have only two choices: turn David over to the Yeerks, or make him the 6th Animorph. How does this one end? Okay, yeah, this one has... I remember the picture of Marco under the bed, and you see Hork-Bajir feet next to the bed. I thought he turned into a rat for that scene. Last paragraph in this full synopsis here. From the very beginning of his recruitment, David displays his eagerness to kill and disobeys Jake's orders. On the way to the Marriott Resort, David indiscriminately kills a crow, although he passes it off as his morph's instincts taking control. As they near the resort, they spot the Blade ship, taking a Marine One helicopter hostage. Not sure whether it's the real Marine One or a decoy, the Animorphs, fearing that the Yeerks might have just captured the President of the United States, enter the Visitor's ship through the open hatch. The Animorphs morph into roaches and discover that Visitor 3 is not infesting whoever he kidnapped, but is rather acquiring his DNA. As the Animorphs run to hide under the helicopter, the hatch opens once again, and all 5 cockroaches tumble through the air, falling down to the beach below. That's right, this opens with them being dropped out of the sky as roaches. Alright, well, since this is all part of the David saga, I guess we'll keep going. Sorry, YouTubers who didn't come here to hear me talk about Animorphs, but are here for a playthrough of Tales of Phantasia. You'll get it eventually. Number 21, The Threat, and I forgot I was going to guess, but okay, this one has Jake turning into a dog. The Threat was published in August of 1998, so just a little bit less than 20 years ago. Wow. Shit. Man, I should have started reading these books for their 20th anniversary. I'm too late now. Okay. The official description. There's a new Animorph, and he's arrived just in time because the Yeerks are preparing their biggest takeover ever. The ultimate target. The world's most powerful leaders gathered together in one place. What better way to get into the minds of humans? Literally. At first, David joins the fight with a vengeance, but there's definitely something wrong, because he's starting to break the rules, taking risks that could get them all captured or killed. The Animorphs don't know what to do, because there was a time when the Yeerks were their greatest enemy. That's about to change. Alright, and then my traditional thing of going to the last paragraph in the synopsis and seeing where it leaves us. To Jake's shock, he discovers a mangled, red-tailed hawk in the room, with David explaining that he killed Tobias because he was following him. David explains that he does not like being called a coward for wanting to stay alive, that he has no desire to fight in a war and follow Jake's orders. David restates Jake's threat that the Animorphs would not allow infractions in their rules, and decides to kill the remaining 5 Animorphs. Someone's honking their horn in my parking lot. Wanting to avenge Tobias, Jake engages David, only to be ambushed by Hork-Bajir. Axe rescues Jake and escapes while David flies away. Jake pursues David, ordering Axe to peel off and fetch Rachel, explaining that David did kill Tobias. They may have to kill David, and that would require Rachel. David then leads Jake to the roof of the mall, where they both morph into lion and tiger, respectively. David asking once more whether or not a tiger could beat a lion. The two have a brief skirmish, which ends with David and Jake falling through the skylight into the mall below, although not before David bites Jake's carotid artery, causing Jake to lose consciousness. Damn, that's right. That ends with an epic big tiger fight. Thanks, Scholastic. I accidentally went off Seropedia. Okay, so that was 21, the threat. 22, the solution. I think that's Rachel turning into a rat. Yeah, okay. Our final solution for David. Okay, so here's the last book I'll read about tonight. The back plot is David, the newest Animorph, is not what he appears. His need to control the other Animorphs and acts is all he thinks about. And the things he does are starting to break up the group. Rachel and the others know that time is running out. The newest battle against the Yeerks is the most important one yet, and it's not one that will wait. Winning this fight could mean slowing down the invasion, but no one knows what to do with David, because the newest Animorph is more than just a little problem. He's deadly. Alright, let's see what the last paragraph is, because I remember this one ending brutally. Rachel and Axe stay behind with David and the other Animorphs leave. Rachel because she says David's anguish won't bother her, and Axe so he can keep track of the time and make sure David remains trapped as a rat. Rachel and Axe use their birds of prey morphs to carry David out to a desolate rocky outcrop a mile offshore where many other rats live. They leave him there, his thoughts speaking, pleading, and cursing trailing behind them. Later, Rachel hears someone at school saying there's the place they dropped David off is haunted. You can hear David's cries. Sadler's parents are forced to deal with the disappearance of their miraculously healed son when the real Sadler's body is eventually found in a hospital elevator shaft. Man, weird. So yeah, David, this other kid who just stumbles onto the power to morph, turns out to be a loose cannon. And they're like, oh man, we never had to deal with the idea of someone getting our powers and being bad before. What should we do? Well, we're 13. Killing him seems rough. Maybe we should just turn him into a rat and leave him that way for the rest of his life. Kid's book. Anyway, this has been a fun time, happy adventure here with Tales of Phantasia. I'm so happy you could all join us. I'll go ahead and pull up Twitch and see who else is streaming right now and send you their way. Who else on my follows is going? Oh, Kieran's playing Lord Moonstone. Kieran is playing Lord Moonstone. I totally did say that. That is what I meant to say. Kieran's playing Guitar Hero. So, we're going to go raid Lord Moonstone. Thanks, everybody. I'll probably stream again tomorrow night, and we'll have more time on the Animorphs Express as Grant gets nostalgia over books he read 20 years ago. My God. Anyways, thanks, everybody. It's been fun. Good night.